Talking and planning 11. Jeff couldn't remember anything more at all. He began to look and worried when the secret seven pressed him over with him. He went rather white, and Peter noticed it. All right, no more questions. We will discuss all this. We have a few biscuits to help us and drink of something like a biscuit, Jeff. Although he was only the hour since he had eaten a huge meal, Jeff was quite ready to eat again. So the kitten nibbled a biscuit and Janet held out. It was quite playful. It was feeling better, said Jeff. Listen, is that your dog barking? It was. Scamper had a few little barks at the first and burst into loud anger at once. Peter peered down the tree. Jeff clutched the collar and looked frightened. Don't give me away. If there they are. Please don't. Two men were below the tree walking past. Peter made Jeff down and shrank back at once, looking so scared. Peter knew immediately who that the two men were. Mr. Tizan, Jeff's uncle. They were looking for him still. They were under very tree poor Jeff was in. They didn't know that, and of course Scamper was taking all their attention. He captured around the men pretending to snap a snarl. He didn't like him at all. Brute a dog, said a man. He picked a dead branch and flung it over Scamper. Peter went red in rage. It didn't hit Scamper, but it sent him quite mad. He flew to the two men and they took their heels at once. Scamper chased them about a quarter and a mile of the hours and came back, panting, very pleased with him. Good dog, called Peter, and Scamper wagged his tail. On guard again, Scamper. Scamper went to his tree and sat down. No dog have to be more pleased or important. The secret seven was back with a sigh of relief. Poor Jeff was white and trembling, and the kitten had gone into hiding under the torn coat. Cheer up, Jeff, said Peter. Scamper had chased him away. I wonder how guests they were here. I think because of my kitten, they have only got to ask if anyone see the boy or the kitten. Several people in the woods have seen me, woodmen and walkers and such. And Mr. Tizza, my uncle, will get me in the end. No, they wouldn't, said Peter. I must say I didn't like the look of them. Now what are they going to do all about this? The secret seven talked about MKX. Who was they? Emma Ellen. How could they possibly find where she lived? The red pillow, impossible clue. And the 25th. That was a definite date, but what was going to happen on it and where? The grating was there about, and what was something going on to watch truly it. It was going somewhere else. The famous detective Sherlock Holmes could made their head or the tail of this, said Peter at last. If it doesn't seem any clue, it discuss no better. It's fun, said Palm. I think we ought to tell someone. What about your parents, Peter? Yes, it would be better to tell them. Not wanting to least. If we could find out something ourselves, we should have a Emily Ella. But I don't think we can. Expect we could find something about Emma Lane that might be led somewhere else. How could we find? Sorry, Jeff, but we have to tell our father and our mother if we don't get anything from the post office. It's pity that it's beyond the power of Secret 7. We have yet never a failure and nor will. Still, this is really too difficult for anything. We would be better to go and said, I keep in rows for being late. I bet you others do. Yes, we do, said Janet. And you and Jack are going to call up the post office, aren't you? You must go now. When will you be back again? Asked Jeff. Probably this afternoon or after tea, said Peter. We'll decide as we go home. We'll bring you some food, and anyways you can eat the rest of our biscuits and chocolates. That will keep you going. Now don't look so scared. You would be all right. Possibly guess you are up. Jeff looked very doubtfully up and watched the Secret 7 climb down one by one and heard the Scramper's excited welcome. The kitten shrank back and frightened against when she heard that the loud barks from the tree. Mr. Tizzer heard those barks and guessed something's up there and thought up for poor Jeff in panic. I may be safe up here the tree, but I have no way to escape from Mr. Tizzer if he find out and climb up after me.